interesting. It's your interviews in particular are some of the ones that I have studied as we are preparing to do interviewing, because not just the presence and the technique, but also the vocabulary. One of the things that has been my biggest takeaway from listening to you over the years has been my wordsmithing.
Biosphere.
Things like heed to, trice up, mill about smartly that you said every day became part of my normal conversation that people had no idea what I was talking about. Where did the impetus on the, as I'm using it, I'm trying to use just as many big words as possible. Where did that focus on vocabulary come from, and how has, or was that a focus of yours in order to create that part of your persona?
I've always been a word nut ever since I was a kid. I was a word nut. English teachers loved me. Math teachers hated me. And the reason they did was because I hated math, but I loved words. And I loved writing, and I loved constructing sentences. And I loved reading books where, good sentences were constructed and words were strung together in an artful way. I still do love all that. And a lot of the time when I read a sentence that I like, I'll go back and read it again several times and just think about the way it's constructed, the words that are used, and try to steal them, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm a thief, man. I'm a thief of the highest order. I have almost no original thought. Everything you hear from me was stolen from somewhere else.
Just sponged into Mike.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's
Squeezed and then allowed to absorb.
But it's worked.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things. It's my favorite is to come up with, at least one word every interview that I can spin out there and attempt it. But for this one, I was just like, there's no way where I'm not going to trip Mike up with any words. He is the master wordsmith.
But by the way, you wrote that, the intro to the Hardline?
Well, I just kind of ad-libbed it.
No way.
Yeah. I just kind of ad-libbed it one day, and it sort of evolved in certain ways over the years. But I'll tell you where I got all that stuff.
Dictionary.
I used to have a cousin that was in the Navy. And he used to keep all of his Navy gear in his sea bag, I guess they call them, at the house. And there, every time I would go see him when I was a kid, would be the manual. And I would start reading the manual, and I read once this thing that they would say when reveille happened every day. And it was time to heave to, trice up. The smoking lamp is lit throughout the ship. Mill about smartly throughout the premises. And a couple of others. And somehow that lodged up here over the years.
That makes so much sense.
Oh, it does now.
Yeah.
My wife hates all of that because when I get her up in the morning, I'll tell her, "Hey, Kirsten, it's time to heed to, trice up, mill about smartly around the premises," and she's like, "Stop it!"
Yeah.
I'm like making sure every radio, and she's like, "We're not," and she will kick me out of our room. As soon as I start that. That's how we start every day.
I understand. I would too.
It's all the more reason to keep doing it.
Yeah, and that's exactly, it gets her out of bed, so that's working.
Oh, purpose served then.
And you have the endorsement from the old gray wolf himself.
Yeah, from the man himself to continue.
Proceed.
Now I have to.
Yeah.